Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Miss Ruby. Welcome back to my channel. Let's jump right in. As you can see, my hair is pretty short. It's even shorter in the back, but I'm going to do my best to show you guys how I achieved this mommy-daughter hairstyle that I kind of kept in from the other day. Actually, I did this style on myself, or my sister did it on me for my photo shoot recently, and I was like, I'm not taking this entire thing down and having to re-braid these side braids, which is why those are still there. But I am going to show you how to install braids similar to this when I get to doing my daughter's hair, okay? Right now, I'm just combing my hair out and prepping it. Super important to moisturize and comb your hair out before starting a style like this. I'm using Shine and Jam gel so that I can slick up my hair in the back. I was running low on gel, so I couldn't use as much as I wanted to, but that's not the point. Using this fine-tooth comb, starting out with the larger teeth on the comb, and then I'm going to transition to the smaller teeth. This is just the first step for my hair. This works in my hair, you know, using this product to first go and gel it down, and then I'm gonna go and add some spray Got To Be. Right now, as you can see, I am just separating my fake baby hairs because I don't have real baby hair, so I have to kind of like pull my hair out. So yeah, after applying the Shine and Jam, I'm just, you know, brushing it in, just trying to get my hair as sleek as possible before I go in with the Got To Be spray. Boom, the glued spray. Yes, the yellow bottle. Now, for some of you, you should just do a ponytail using this alone. You should straighten your hair out and then just do layer by layer with Got To Be glued spray, and your ponytail will hold for at least a week. I'm not lying, okay? But for my hair, it really does curl up when it's wet. Also, the gel works for me pretty good, so using the Got To Be spray just as a top layer is enough for my hair. There are different videos out there. Maybe I'll link one below to show you guys how you can do ponytails on different textures of hair, okay? So boom, got it slick up and just putting it in a ponytail, and now I'm just going to create a little bun on the top so that I can go in and add my faux ponytail, tail looking bubble pony, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to use the Even Edge Control, the 24-hour edge tamer for my baby hairs. Now, my sister is the one who actually did my baby hairs in the photo shoot pictures that you saw, but I'm going to attempt to redo them the way she did because I never do my baby hairs to this extent, y'all. So I did notice that she used an edge control. It wasn't this one, it was like a Black Panther or something like that. I'll list it in the description below, but that edge control like laid my edges, y'all. It's crazy. This one works pretty good too, but I can't lie, that one worked a little bit better. Regardless to which edge control you use on your hair, use one that works and make sure you go in and clean it up afterward. I do recommend doing your hairstyle before you do your makeup. That way you can go in with a rag such as this and you can just basically like set your hair as you're doing your makeup. That's what my sister did for me because she also did my makeup for the photo shoot. Yes. Okay, so while that is setting, then I will be prepping the bubble wrap ponytail for you guys. Really quick, I want to show you that I am using the Easy Braid by Spectra brand. This is my absolute favorite braiding hair, pre-stretched. This is a 20-inch pack. I believe that's the length that I used, but obviously I used a different color. I just wanted to show you guys the package of hair in case you want to get the exact same hair as me. So because I'm reusing the exact same ponytail I had on the other day, I just kind of have to clean it up. So you are going to need an additional ponytail holder for this. And as you can see, I just went underneath the braid, and now I'm going to loop that through so that I can create this sort of loop and be able to wrap that around my hair. But before I go in, I'm actually going to do the bubbles right now. It's just a little easier for me to do it off my head. So just get some typical black rubber bands like so and begin to wrap. Now, as you begin to do this, make sure that you are very careful so you can maintain neatness as much as possible. This style doesn't really have to be super perfect, but this hair messes up really easy if you're not careful. So unfortunately, I had to speed it up because otherwise this video would be a million hours long. But hopefully you do take your time when you go in and do this part, okay? Now later on in the video, I am going to show you a different way that you can do it on someone's hair if you're doing this to someone else, because I'm going to be doing a very similar ponytail like this to my daughter, and so I'll show you a slightly different way of attaching it. Now I'm going through and I'm just gently fluffing the bubble ponytail out. I actually watched someone else's YouTube video who showed me how to do this, and I'm going to link her video below because, yeah, I mean, it seems like a simple concept, but I really didn't know how to do it at first, so appreciate it. And it is done. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and as you can see, I'm wrapping the ponytail holder around in the front and then flipping that over. That way I can hide the bun. Yes. So now I'm just kind of like messing around with the hair, but as you can see, when you look up close, that ponytail holder is still showing. There's a couple ways that you can disguise this, but this is the way that I'm going to do. I'm actually going to take my finger underneath one half of the ponytail and just kind of grab some hair from the other half and kind of overlap them, if that makes sense. Hopefully it makes more sense visually than how I'm explaining it, but as you can see, the ponytail holder has been disguised. There's probably a couple different ways you can approach that. That's just the way that I approached it. And now I am removing the rag, and my hairstyle is pretty much done because I already have the braids complete. But I still want to show you guys how to attach the braid jewelry, just in case you guys are interested. I love this little piece that I purchased from my girlfriend's beauty supply in Southern California. I don't know what it's called, but I just want to show you a close-up in case you find something similar to it. So very similar to attaching a bead, you're going to need to grip the end of your braid really tightly and stick it through the hole provided in this hairpiece. And just, yeah, simple as that. Now, I did wear mine slid up close to my ear in lieu of wearing earrings. You know, you can always wear yours hanging at the bottom. I did also go through and add beads at the end. So if you've never added beads to your braids, then you can actually purchase like a bead attacher, but I didn't have one on me. So I just made sure to squeeze the ends in a really skinny tight loop. That way I can just push it through the beads. And then for the very last bead at the bottom, you're going to wrap the end of the braid around it and then just go through like I'm showing you with a rubber band. Wrap it as many times as you can, and then you're going to take the bead or beads that are on top of it and just slide them right down on top. And then that just completes your braid jewelry. And this is the end of my hairstyle. Now, I did want to go through and add some jewelry throughout the braid, but like on the day of my photo shoot, I just didn't have time for that. And I actually ran out of hair jewelry because I used it in my baby's hair, whose style I'm going to show you next. Say hi to my baby Sadara, and say hi to my future baby, whom I don't know the name of yet because I don't even know the gender. But yes, you guys, we are about 30 weeks pregnant. Let's go. Okay, so I'm adding some oil to my baby's hair. Before doing her hair, I did wash and deep condition it, and I also put some moisturizing cream in her hair already. But because I'm about to go into a style, I just want to add a little bit more oil just to keep it, you know, more moist. And like I said with my hair, make sure that you comb your hair out. Add whatever product you need to add that works for your hair, but comb your hair out because we're going to be doing a lot of braiding on this style. So if you're doing your baby's hair, make sure that her hair is easy to manage. Some of you may have to blow dry your baby's hair, and if so, no shame. I would do that, but it just so happens that I don't have to on my baby's hair, thank God. So as you can see, I am parting like a triangular shape in the front of her head to section off this little front piece. Pretty much going to go through and section her hair off before I actually start braiding. So I'm starting with a part down the middle. Since we are doing two symmetrical sides, it just kind of helps me to keep track and, you know, stay pretty consistent. Now, the product that I'm going to use in my baby's hair is actually a Blueberry Bliss gel. This is my absolute favorite. Curl conditioner paste is what they call it, but it's basically like an edge control. It's my favorite product to use in my daughter's hair because it has healthier ingredients for your hair. It's more expensive than the one that I used in my hair, but I feel like it's worth it because she's so young and I just want to take good care of her hair. And I usually leave her styles in longer than I leave my own styles in, so it gets washed less frequently. So I just like to use, you know, good quality products on her hair and, you know, hopefully help it to stay growing and nourished. So I would highly recommend you guys check this product out for your children if they have similar textured hair to my daughter. So now I'm going in with this paste and I'm just applying it to both sides because I'm going to show you guys how to do the braid. And I'm starting out with the middle braid. I just think it's easier to start here. So we're going to apply a generous amount. Now, depending on the texture of your baby's hair, you may need less, you may need more, just take it bit by bit. Try not to use too much product, but you definitely want to use enough to where it's gonna lay down, okay? And as you can see, I'm going in with a fine tooth comb and really combing that into the strands of the hair. The better that it's combed in, the better that it is going to lay when we begin to braid. So now I'm starting the cornrow French braid. Unfortunately, this is not a detailed beginner French braid tutorial or cornrow tutorial, but if you already know somewhat how to cornrow, I'm gonna show you how I basically do these stitch braids in my baby's hair. So me, I try to keep my pinky nails long. I am someone who braids hair all the time, and if I ever have to do stitch braids on someone's hair, it just makes it a little easier for me if I keep my pinky nails pretty long. Now I did do a more detailed video on how to do feed in stitch braids on myself, and that's why I'm accustomed to braiding in this direction, because I always learn how to do styles on myself first. But I've seen a lot of people do these exact same type of braids and they braid in a different direction, which is actually a little easier. So I'll try to link a video below if I can remember, so you guys can see another way that you can grip the hair, just in case you're only going to do this on someone else and not yourself. But because I learned on myself, this is the method I learned. As you can see, I'm using my pinky nail along with my thumb to create these sections that look like parts are in between. Now in a minute, I'm gonna show you guys how you guys can create stitch braids without having a long pinky nail, but you're still gonna at least need to have a nail on your thumb. If you don't have long nails at all, you're gonna need to use the aid of a fine tooth comb or a rat tail comb, which is a little bit more difficult. So this is just what I do. But ultimately, just being able to use a good amount of product and pinching the hair is going to create a nice and neat braid. You don't have to have stitch braids to complete this style, but I definitely thought that it would add to the pizzazz, So yeah, my baby, I just want to tell you guys, she sits pretty well to get her hair done. She's accustomed to getting her hair done and she kind of looks forward to it, but I still go through my drama with her. So I have to give her snacks. I have to give her the phone or the tablet to watch. So make no mistake, she's not like the perfect sitter, but I feel like I've learned her and I've come up with a technique that works. If you guys want a detailed tutorial on like all the little small things I do to get my baby to sit while I do her hair, then let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now that we've completed the first two braids, I do want to go in and show you guys the little side braid that hangs. Now I did have to use actual braiding hair to feed into my daughter's hair so that I can get these side braids to hang as long as I wanted them to hang. If your child's hair is already long enough, you can skip this step, but if you do need to do a feed-in braid, then I'm going to show you. So I'm taking these little tiny strands and I'm just pushing them through as I braid the hair down. If you're not an experienced braider, this will be a challenge for you, but I also have a video on how to do feed-in braids, and I will link that in the description below. There should be a lot of videos linked below, and if you don't see them right away, let me know in the comments so I can go in and add them. But I at least wanted to give you guys a brief visual right now so that in case you are somewhat experienced, then you kind of have an idea. I didn't add too much hair to her head, just enough so that I can get length. Her edges are her sensitive spots, so she was getting a little irritated with me. Oh, baby. Okay, so now I want to show you guys like how I achieve this top. Now, honestly, you can just go in, add your product, lay this section down, and put a ponytail. You don't really have to braid it. I tried to do it without braiding it, but I just know how my daughter's hair acts throughout the week, and her styles last a few days longer when I put a braid in them. So that's the only reason why I decided to braid this section. But like I said, you don't really have to. If you are going to, though, I just want to show you how I did it. So I did section out almost like a little half circle, half moon, whatever, section to start the braid. And as I began braiding back, I didn't really put much emphasis on perfect stitches because I feel like there's so much hair right here that it was just gonna kind of all mesh together anyway. But I just wanted to show you guys that I didn't do the braid all the way back. I did it a little bit past halfway and then just pulled the rest of the hair up and put a ponytail, because I want there to be a little bit of distance between this ponytail and the ponytail that is going to be behind as a result of the other braids. So as you can see, I did do the other side, and now I'm just going through, and just like I did with mine, I am doing a little twisty and going to create a little bun, and then I'm going to create a row of buns combining each braid from both sides of my daughter's hair, and then I'm going to create an actual braid, or like, I guess, bubble braid to attach to this to create the look. So this is an example of what I actually have been doing to my daughter's hair for the past few days, because I don't really like to keep the bubble braid attached, because you know, kids, they're crazy, they play. So you can take it off and you could just add like some little ball balls like that. You can add some barrettes or whatever. So yeah, now I'm going through with the Got To Be spray and just adding that so that that front section can last a little longer. And then I'm also going to show you guys really quickly me just adding the beads. Now in the photo shoot that we did, I used different beads, and then throughout the week, based on her outfit, sometimes I'll take the beads out and change them to use different colors. My daughter is 2.5 years old, and for the most part she's gotten better at leaving her hair in, but if your child is really young, you may not want to add beads to their hair, because if they pull them out, they can put them in their mouth and they can choke. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm pretty much doing to her hair the same thing that I did to mine, and I am wrapping that rubber band around many times, because my hope is that she will not pull on this, and even if she does, she will not be able to get it off. And it is that simple. So after I finish that part, now I'm going to go through and I'm going to do this braid. Now I'm showing you guys an example of how to make this bubble braid using this like little kitty pack of hair, but honestly, when I did her original bubble braid, I used a regular pack of hair, but I think it was at least like 16 inches long, and the only one that I have accessible to me at home right now is like 20 or 26 inches, so I'd rather use this pack. So if you are using like the little children's pack of hair that's not pre-stretched, you're gonna need to pre-stretch it to get this style and this bubble braid to look the part. And then you're going to pretty much go through and do almost exactly what I did on my bubble braid. But for hers, since her little bun is much smaller, I'm using a rubber band for that top loop instead of a ponytail holder. I'm still applying it forward and then just pulling it back over the bun. Now for her hair, I don't necessarily have to do the exact same technique that I did for mine. I'm kind of just like twisting the hair around a little bit, because it's much easier to mask the rubber band than it was to mask the ponytail holder that I had in my hair. And like I said earlier, I'm going to show you guys how to do this bubble braid as you move your way down. And the purpose of this is just to make sure that I am allowing enough distance to be able to go from bun to bun, since hers is going to be attached with pins versus just hanging like mine. I didn't really need to pay too much attention to the distance with mine, if that makes sense. The space in between each bubble or each rubber band. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just kind of like playing with the front, just making sure that it looks right, looks good. My sister actually helped me with this on the day of the photo shoot, and she did a better job than me, but this is the best I can do. So now I'm going in with bobby pins. As you can see, I took that hair and I placed it over the next bun before I pinned it, and I'm taking a bobby pin and I'm pinning it underneath. So I'm attaching this bobby pin to the attached bubble braid, as well as to like basically sliding it underneath that little bun. Now, this is not something that I would recommend your kids sleep in. I take this off of my daughter when she goes to sleep at night. So you don't really need to put 3 and 4 bobby pins. They probably wouldn't even fit anyway on their little tiny toddler heads. Just keep that in mind. And yeah, now I'm just going through with her little bubble braid, fluffing it out, same way that I did mine. And I'm going to add some gold jewelry, which is why it doesn't matter that I use light colored rubber bands at the end, because these gold clamps are going to disguise it. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm just so in love with this style. And shockingly, my husband likes it too. He don't always be feeling all the ways that I do my daughter's hair. So the fact that it got his approval means that we must be doing something right here. And now I'm going to go through and just lay her edges. I'm using the same product that I use throughout her hair, which is this Blueberry Bliss Edge Paste. I just love this stuff. Now, honestly, with my daughter's hair, I use different products on her edges all the time, depending on how long I want them to last. So a product like this will lay it well and it will last a few hours. But when I really need her edges to last all day, honestly, I use Gorilla Snot. If you never heard of it, check the link in the description. It is the truth, but it needs to be washed out. And voila, that is the end of this long tutorial. I hope you guys really enjoyed this mommy-daughter hair tutorial, and hopefully it comes in handy for some costume ideas. It is Halloween right now, but even if not, we just wore our hair like this for my maternity shoot with my daughter. And I absolutely love the photos. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at It's Me Miss Ruby if you want to see more from this photo shoot, and you want to follow the photographer who took the pictures because she is so bomb, y'all. God bless you. Remember to be you, love you, make it all beautiful. And I will see you, or you will see me, on the next video.
Hi, Mom. Mommy, I'm Daddy. No, it's candy. It's candy rich. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. No, bye-bye.